Hey guys, Rolando Rodriguez here with xgains.com, where we got workouts that work, eats to satisfy, and everything else you need to reach your lifestyle goals. So what I'm going to be talking about today is my 2019 kickoff to fitness, if you will, my eating approach, and my fitness programs I'm going to do to sort of get in shape, Beachbody shape, if you will, for 2019. As you can see here in 3, 2, 1, this is where my body was about mid-November. Totally cheated on Thanksgiving. Ate all the carbs I wanted, but then from Christmas through January 8th, we have Christmas, we got New Year's, we got my nephew's birthday, we got my daughter's birthday, parties, and families coming in and out of town. So following a 1 meal a day, no, really control over what I was intaking, eating one big meal a day, and this is what happened to my body. So the people out there that are following an intermittent fasting protocol, then because they think it's a magic bullet to weight loss, no. Depending on how much food, I've said this a number of times because I've been intermittent fasting now for almost 7 years, but depending on the amount of food that you can intake during your fed window, even if you eat one meal a day, you can gain fat, you can gain lean muscle, you can lose or gain fat or lean muscle. So it all depends on what you intake and how much you intake when you intake the food. The mere fact that you're intermittent fasting might help mitigate the damage, but damage can be done. This year, I actually got up to 199. I have not been 199 pounds pretty much since I originally lost all my weight when I was almost 250 pounds. And I got down to 165 around. So I haven't been this heavy starting off a new year in a very long time. So I normally start my New Year's resolution towards fitness with a ketogenic diet, and then I'll work for the last couple of years a ketogenic egg fast in there, 2 or 3 weeks in, but I actually flipped the script this year and I decided to do a ketogenic egg fast to kick off my 2019 fitness journey. And the reason I did that was because I was 199. It was the best looking 199 I've been. I looked a lot worse the last time I was 200 pounds, but it's still there. I mean, you can see that the abdominals are pretty much gone and that my body composition was off. Again, guys, for the people out there thinking intermittent fasting or the 1 meal a day approach is the magic bullet and you can do whatever you want, no, you can't, because look at the side by sides at mid-December to the beginning of January, what I did in a few weeks, it's noticeable. So that being said, hit the ground running this week with a ketogenic egg fast, and in 4 days I said originally 10 pounds, but I miscalculated. It was 12.2 pounds because I had the number wrong in my head when I looked at my journal. I actually went from 199 pounds to 186.8 pounds, so a total weight loss of 12.2. Now, I did that following a ketogenic egg fast, which many of you already know. My approach is typically 2 tablespoons of butter, 1 ounce of cheese for every 3 to 4 eggs that I consume. But my actual intake might have differed, and I'm going to let you guys know what that is. This time around with the ketogenic egg fast, I actually started to reintroduce Shakeology, which I haven't done in the past couple of ketogenic egg fasts, and believe it or not, I have not lost as much weight as I did now, or I do when I actually have Shakeology with the ketogenic egg fast. So I decided to give it a go again this time around to see what happens, and I'm about to let you guys know exactly what I ate these last 4 days. Day 1, which was Tuesday, because I've decided to switch my off days to Mondays because I just think it's actually easier. On the weekends, you have time to work out, so I've actually taken advantage of that, and I've switched off my off days, so I start anything that I'm doing in terms of health and fitness routines on Tuesdays now. So Tuesday was day 1, January 8th. Actually of this year. So as you guys know, I always fast typically until 3 p.m., but a couple of days out the week, I'll fast from dinner to dinner, and that's actually what I did to kick off the ketogenic egg fast this time around. I actually fasted the entire day. I had a bouillon cube before my first meal. For dinner, I had 6 eggs, 3 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons of jalapeno pimento cheese, and 1 serving of cheese wisps, Parmesan cheese wisps. And then I had as my dessert Shakeology, cafe latte Shakeology with almond milk and heavy cream. On day 2, which was Wednesday, January 9th, I actually broke my fast at 3 p.m., which is what I typically do. And I had 4 eggs, 2 tablespoons of butter, and a bouillon cube with added salt. Every time I have a bouillon cube, I add salt to it. And then for dinner, I had 4 ounces of mozzarella cheese, 3 eggs, 2 tablespoons of butter, and another serving of cheese whips. So as you can see, I didn't exact follow my 3 to 4 eggs, 2 tablespoons of butter, 1 ounce of cheese approach, but still had results. Again, guys, you're supposed to take these approaches and tailor make them to fit your lifestyle and your overall, willing to stick to a diet. And if something doesn't work, then just remove it. Finish that night with Shakeology, almond milk, and heavy cream, which is what I always do. On Thursday, which was day 3, I had lunch that day at 3 p.m. Bouillon cube, 3 large eggs, 2 tablespoons of butter, 1 ounce of Mexican cheese blend, and 1 ounce or 2 ounces of Monterey Jack cheese. That was my lunch. For dinner, I had 3 eggs, serving of the wisps again, and olive oil. I actually did the Cuban egg soup. I'll have the link down below to the video where I shared that for dinner that night. And that's why there was no butter. It was just olive oil and eggs. And then I had Shakeology. On day 4, which was Friday, January the 11th, I had 4 eggs, 2 tablespoons of butter, bouillon cube for lunch. And then for dinner, I had 3 eggs, 1 tablespoon of butter, 4 ounces of mozzarella cheese, and some cheese whips. Again, Parmesan cheese whips, which are delicious. They're like little chips, and they're really good with guacamole if you want. And then I had Shakeology that night. And then that brings us to today, Saturday. And when I weighed myself this morning, I had lost 12.2 pounds in 4 days following the ketogenic egg fast. Now, if you remember, I just fasted for 24 hours the very first day, and then the remaining 3 days, I fasted until 3 p.m. and then stopped eating at my regular time, which is 9 p.m. at night. And then the next day, I train fasted at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I don't eat anything until 3 p.m. unless I'm fasting to dinner. For example, today I'm fasting until dinner because my twin brother, El Moody Foodie, check out his link down below, is making some ketogenic dinner, and it's not just gonna be eggs, which I'm super stoked about, and I might overindulge a little bit. So I'm taking advantage of the intermittent fasting tool so that I can help control my caloric intake for today. By the way, the average, I think, for these last 4 days in terms of calorie was about 1,700 calories a day that I was eating. Guys, again, I calorie cycle, so one day I eat more calories, the next day I eat a little bit less. I calorie cycle on a daily basis so that my body doesn't realize that we're entering a caloric deficiency overall and my metabolism can stay high. But guess what? When you're following a low-carb, high-fat diet, your metabolism typically stays higher than if you were dropping your carbs and your fat at the same time. Talked about that before in a previous video, but definitely want to mention it here. In terms of fitness, what did I do? As I mentioned before, I work out about at 5 a.m. in the morning. Actually, I think I have my alarm at 4:50. I'm working out by 5:30, and I'm done working out by 7 a.m. in the morning on a regular basis. So I always do 3 exercise routines. I always do P90X3 throughout the entire year. I've done that ever since P90X3 actually came out, which I believe was 5 years ago. And then I'll do a sprinting or a cardio session, might sprint on my own, might do a at-home workout video, and then I'll do another strength training video. So I'll do the 2 strength training videos first, and then I finish my workout with a cardio session, and I was doing that coming into 2019. So though my workout programs, which I'm about to list now, changed at the beginning of this week, the duration of my workout was the same coming into 2019. So I was able to build that body that you saw, and I'll put up here again, even though I was still working out the same amount. So what I want people to know is that it's not just working out that's going to give you your body, not at all. You're going to get more bang for your buck, as I've mentioned numerous times on this channel, paying attention to your diet, the amount of food that you intake, and more importantly, what types of food you intake. So this week, what I did, kept to my hour and a half, hour 45-minute workout routine, kept P90X3, but I introduced Lift 4, which is a program that within the 30 to 40 minute block of the program that you have, the workout session, you're doing sometimes interval training, which is just strength interval training. Other times you're doing cardio/HIIT training mixed in with strength training / resistance training, picking up and lifting weights. Then I followed it up with either a 22-minute hardcore or a cardio session on my own. That workout routine paired with the ketogenic egg fast for this week, as I just described, gave me these results. 12.2 pounds. Yes, I know a lot of this weight was probably water retention weight that I have on my body, specifically since I was eating, even though I was eating one meal a day, I was eating high carbs and I wasn't really watching what I was eating. So I had some water weight to lose. But I'm going to tell you, probably 9 pounds of the water weight went off. I think there was some fat loss, as you guys can see in the picture. And regardless, when you are on a weight loss journey, it's always good to see the scale come down, even though I'm not just all about the scale, but it motivates you. And on top of that, if you lose some of the water weight, guess what happens? You don't feel as bloated, you feel more tight, and that's why I decided to sort of hit the ground running, and instead of starting a regular ketogenic diet and then working myself into a ketogenic egg fast a couple of weeks after doing a regular keto diet, I flipped the script this year and started with a ketogenic egg fast so that I could get into ketosis as quickly as possible, so I could really get that bloat out of my system and get motivated because of these changes on the scale and the way I felt and the way my clothes was feeling to move forward, because it's a long road ahead, getting ready for summer to see if I can be at a better place than I was last year. This 199 pounds this year was certainly better than the last time I was around 200 pounds in terms of visual and body composition, but it is the heaviest I've ever been since losing my original 80 pounds or so years ago, almost 7 years ago now. So that's another reason why I decided to hit the ground running and start with the ketogenic egg fast for 2019. Guys, stay tuned. I'll be checking in with you guys so that you guys can sort of see my approach and when, if I do change things, and why I do change things to try to, again, just be better than I was last year. Because if we're not moving forward and we're not making progress, we're just staying the same. And if you start getting comfortable, there's going to be a time, because we're all human, that our body's going to say, you know what, we're just going to chill here. And if you're just chilling there, you're going to start to slip backwards, because the world moves forward, time moves forward, and if we're not moving with it, we're just getting further and further away from where we need to be. There's always a better you. Let's get out there and find it. And that's it for now. This is Rolando Rodriguez with xgains.com. Please let me know if you got any questions or comments down below. Please like, subscribe, and share to this channel if you haven't done so already. Greatly appreciate it. The website again is that's the symbol, not the word, gains.com. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Peace.